Okay, great. So hello, everyone. My name is Maria Osegueda, and I will be your co-host today. I am the student manager and social media manager at the Community Engagement Center. I'm also joined by two of our student staff and our community engagement coordinator, and I'll pass it off to them for introductions.
Hi everyone, my name is Namita. I am a student staff member at the CEC and I'm also the person who works on the website. Yeah, we're super excited to have all of you here today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Efren Pasis Gonzalez, and I am a student staff employer and also an AmeriCorps fellow here. So it's exciting to see everyone, and also thank you for taking time out of your day.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrea and I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator at UC Merced. I'm so glad to have you all here. Just kind of looking at the participants, we have people that are returning and people that are new. So for those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, thank you for your continued support and attendance.
All right, thank you all. And now we'll go ahead and get started. So for our agenda for today, we're going to start off with some introductions of everyone who's in attendance. Then we'll go on to virtual service opportunities, pass it off to our guest speakers, and then we'll do the raffle and questions and closing remarks at the very end. And now I'll pass it off to Namita for introductions.
Right, so we just wanted a chance to get to know you all as well. So if you're comfortable, please feel free to turn on your camera. If not, that's okay too. But yeah, go ahead and share your name, major. If you're here on behalf of a club or org, just feel free to describe your club or org in one word. Or if you're not here for that, just describe the type of service opportunities you're interested. So hopefully we can have more for you next time as well. So if anyone's interested, feel free to just unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Ronan. I am a third-year mechanical engineering student, and I'm here representing Kappa Sigma. I'm a pledge right now, looking for some service hours to do online because I'm remote. Describe your club in one word or describe the type. So pretty much, yeah, interested in any type of online community service I can get and do right now.
Great. Thank you for introducing yourself, Ronan. We're glad to have you here. Anyone else, either in the chat?
I can go next. Hi, everyone. My name is Priscilla Torres. I'm a third-year microbiome with an emphasis in immuno major. And I'm really interested in different service opportunities. Whatever you guys have to offer, I'm really down for it. I'm really interested in like community engagement and networking. So whatever you guys have, I'm down for that.
Great. Thank you for joining us, Priscilla.
Hello, can I go next? Go ahead. I'll go for it. All right. So my name is Jorge Benitez. My major is cognitive science. I come from so like right now I'm running for I'm a pledge for Kappa Sig, and like to be honest with you, like anything in general, like anything that involves community service hours, like I'm done to do, like no matter what. I just I just want to get my hours and experience as well.
Great. Thank you for joining us, George.
I can go next. Hi everyone, my name is Daniela. I'm a third year psychology major, and I'm here on behalf of Sigma Theta Psi. And kind of like what everyone else mentioned, I'm just here interested to look for more community service opportunities that are virtual. But yeah, that's about it.
Thank you, Daniela.
Hello, everyone. I'm Luis. I'm a fourth year bio major, psych minor, and I'm here to learn more about potentially even Merced service opportunities. Just because I'm here in Merced on campus, and it'd be nice also to find out anything that's here in the community. So yeah, hello, everyone.
Great. Thank you, Luis. Anyone else?
I can go.
Hi, my name is Daisy. I'm a second year human bio major, and I'm here on behalf of AMSA, which is American Medical Student Association. And I'm the director of outreach. So one of my jobs is to find volunteering opportunities for our members. So I'm looking for opportunities. So yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Daisy. All right, so if no one else would like to introduce themselves, I'll go ahead and move on to our next slide. So our first virtual service opportunity that we'll be sharing is our Bobcat online homework help opportunity. If you keep up with our Instagram, you've probably seen the flyers we've been posting for this, but we're currently recruiting students interested in tutoring literacy to K through 3 students through the Bobcat online homework help program from CalTeach. So volunteer literacy tutors must complete 5 tutoring shifts throughout the spring 2021 semester, and shifts are available Monday through Thursday from 3:45 to 5 p.m. And volunteers must attend a 1-hour training sessions. We have 2 upcoming training dates, one next week on Tuesday, March 9th at 4 p.m., and another on Wednesday, March 10th at 4 p.m. Does anyone have any questions about the requirements or anything else? This is a remote opportunity, by the way.
So when you
Yeah,
sorry, when you mean literacy, is that like English or like what subjects do you mean?
Yes, it's pretty much English assignments, English related like reading, any homework that students, K through 3 students have. But it is a lot of reading or things like that. Andrea, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, actually. So they have, so pretty much for, let me turn on my camera. For the K3 literacy tutoring, we're working with the majority are actually kinder and first graders. So we're working on sounding out words, what sound does this letter make, putting them together, what does, all those words together, what word do they make? So really it's the very basic teaching people, our young kids how to read. But you can come to the training. It is usually not even an hour. It's about 30 to 40 minutes. And we'll go more into depth about that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Andrea.
wait, so I was gonna ask you what are the requirements for that?
Yeah, of course. So for that, the requirements are you have to attend the training. You have to complete 3 of the forms, the responsibility agreement waiver, confidentiality responsibility, and then the CANRA waiver. Kind of making sure that you know that you're a mandated reporter because you're working with minors, and you have to be available for at least 5 sessions in the semester. So that doesn't mean like you have to be available Monday through Thursday. Not at all. If let's say you have class every single day except for Thursday, great, sign up for 5 Thursdays. So just pretty much sign up for 5 different sessions throughout the semester. And just know that because the little ones log in at 4 and the sessions are 4 to 5, you should already be logged in by 3:45. So it's pretty much an hour, 15-minute commitment for 5 times in the entire semester. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, so would you guys send us like the forms, or how does that work?
Okay, yeah. So if you see right here, the forms that you need to fill out, we go over them in the training, but they're pretty
On the
much
training.
fine. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just fill out the dentist form, right? Do you guys send in the chat, basically?
Yeah, and we can go ahead. Perfect. Thank you, Namita. So yeah, so pretty much that form, go ahead and fill it out and we'll follow up with an email with the information. And at the training, we'll go over every single one of the forms that is required.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Oh, not a problem.
Okay, great. I'll go ahead and move on to our second virtual service opportunity. Namitha, would you like to go over this one?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about this one. So this virtual service opportunity is to be a volunteer counselor for Empower Work. Basically, this organization wants to promote like more healthy workplace environments, and they want to provide an outlet for people to kind of be able to confide in someone about anything stressful that's happening at work. So if you sign up for this volunteering opportunity, you'll be able to act as like a peer counselor kind of person to people who want to confide in someone. So because of that, they ask for you to be able to commit 2 hours a week for 6 months, but the timings are very flexible and it's according to your own schedule. So to get involved, you can follow these steps. You basically go to that website right there, and then you fill out that form. And then after that, they'll give you access to their e-learning platform with some introductory courses. And then if you get through that and you're still interested and you feel like it's a good fit, then you'll have a 20-minute phone interview with a member of their training team. And then you'll have some more training, and then you'll be certified and you'll be ready to support people. And I see a hand raised. Do you want to go ahead and ask a question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, when are like, do we need to like apply for like select for like for every single one of these, or how does that work?
So these are just options if you're interested. We wanted to provide like a variety of things for people with like different interests. So these are just options. You don't have to apply. If you're interested, go ahead and do so though. The link is right there if you want to.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you one more question. Sorry about that. Would you guys send us like the slides like later like in the email or no?
So we usually upload a recording, but if it would be helpful to have like a PDF of the slides, I think we can attach that as well.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Sorry
you
to bother so much.
No, it's okay. This is a time for everyone to ask questions.
Yes, okay, thank you. And then as you all can see, we do try to give different options for volunteer opportunities. So our first one, the Bobcat Homework Help, is more of a short term, so it's only 5 times throughout the whole semester. And then this volunteer opportunity is more of a long-term commitment, as it is 2 hours for 6 months. So we like to offer a variety so that you all can see which one best fits into what you want to do for your volunteer opportunities or the schedule that you have. And then Namitha, you can also go over how to find more virtual service opportunities in case you all want to look into different ones than the ones we are providing today.
Yeah, so DoSomething.org is a great place to find a variety of virtual service opportunities. So they basically have a ton of youth-led movements related to social change. So the examples we've given are voter registration, guides for allies, and more. There's a huge variety. There's so many different topics to choose from. So I would really encourage you all to check it out if you're looking for some. Yeah, so to get involved, you can go to that website right there and look through some of their campaigns. Causes range from animal welfare to mental health to education. So like we were saying, it's super broad, and there's something for almost everyone. And then you can click on the campaign to sign up. Be sure to check the time commitment though, and then create an account and you're ready to go. Just follow the specific instructions for your campaign to stay involved. And if you have any questions, you can visit their frequently asked questions page or email them directly. And do we have another question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Mhm.
So when it comes to like the one with the pre-K kindergarten, the kids, do we like, or like, could we do more than 5, or would it just be just 5, like the limit?
That's a great question. So 5 is a minimum requirement. We actually would encourage you to do more than 5 times. That way, the students that you work with can get to know you a little bit better and they'll feel a little bit more comfortable. And you yourself can kind of see that progression of the elementary school students getting better. And you would see that if you volunteer consistently and more than 5 times. So that is your minimum requirement.
Okay, so we could exceed more than 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, great. Any other questions regarding any of the opportunities we mentioned? Nope. Okay, I'll go ahead and move on. So we are currently hiring an AmeriCorps Community Engagement Student Coordinator, and I'll go ahead and pass it off to Andrea to give you a little more detail on that.
Yes, thank you so much, Maria. So yes, we are currently hiring for a student staff. We would prefer that that student is either a sophomore or a junior. Um, we are looking, the reason why we prefer a sophomore or junior is because we would like that student staff to help us complete this semester and kind of bring them on to the next semester as well. That is why we're looking for a sophomore or junior. Pretty much we have the qualifications listed on this wonderful slide that Maria put together. And so pretty much what the student coordinator will be doing is that they will be working with our AmeriCorps Public Service Program Specialist and with the Community Engagement Coordinator, which is me. And so pretty much the way that the program works is that we have UC Merced students who go ahead and tutor in the elementary schools in the near area and in the Merced area. And so our student coordinator will kind of be the main contact between our UC Merced students and then the schools that we're working with together. They will help collect timesheets. They will help do like administrative work. And so we're really looking for somebody that is willing to learn, that maybe in the past has been, a product of tutoring and can, like me myself, I know that I wouldn't have gotten to, graduate college and where I am today had it not been for me being tutored, too many times for me to count. So somebody who is willing to be, is service oriented and that understands and appreciates the magic that tutoring has and is able to be very organized, because we have about 16 to 18 AmeriCorps fellows. And so the student coordinator will have to kind of be the person who will help us be the main point of contact to those 16 to 18 AmeriCorps fellows. So we're hiring. If you want to be part of our team, definitely make sure you submit your application. The application was extended to this upcoming Friday. And if you have any questions, I'll go ahead and I'll put my email in the chat and you can reach out to me. But yeah, that's, you'll have to apply through Handshake. So don't send me your resume and cover letter. I'll say great, but I'll still send you the link to Handshake. So yeah, any questions in regards to that?
Yeah, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the requirements for this type of thing, this program? I mean,
To be like an AmeriCorps fellow?
Yeah, to be like part of this this
Yeah.
program they're talking about.
Yeah, of course. And I'm so glad that Efren, did you have your hand raised because you were going to talk about that? Okay, perfect. So Efren is actually one of our fellows, so he'll give you more information. Go ahead, Efren.
So with AmeriCorps, there is certain requirements such as time management, leadership, and also communication. Those are very important because you're going to be not only like in touch with families, but also like with school officials and also with the AmeriCorps fellows like ourselves. So just be communication, time management. There's going to be a lot of unforeseen circumstance. There may be instances where schools may reach out to you once, but may never reach out to you. So you have to like arrange like alternative methods, and also which one I forgot one, but also just be very patient with the students. I forgot the other trait, but it also a lot of patience because we're living in difficult times. So just engaging with the community and just having patience. So those are like some of the basic requirements, but there's a lot of additional requirements. So I wouldn't rely on too much like handling like which one important, but it's more like are you willing to help the community and that aspect. So hope that answered your question.
If I can add, Efren, another thing that you'd be doing as a fellow And the applications for this upcoming school year, so fall 2021, have not been open yet, but keep an eye out. We'll probably have more information in our next meeting. But another one that I'd like to touch on that Efren touched on as well is because you will be tutoring, you'll have to, again, be open-minded and be willing to learn about tutoring strategies. You know, we hardly ever think about, you know, is about the strategies that goes into the actual tutoring. And then you're working with little kids, so maybe you'll have to also learn different strategies about how to, if somebody's being very loud and very energetic, how do I bring their focus back? So those are some of the things that you'll go over. So again, this year for our fellows, they're already selected. Keep an eye out for next semester. We'll be bringing a new cohort of fellows. Did you have a question, Jorge?
I have a question. So you said so the application is for next semester and not for this semester, right?
So what we're currently talking about, the AmeriCorps student coordinator, is actually like a paid position that we're looking to hire within the next 2 weeks. An AmeriCorps fellow, like an actual tutor, that is going to be next semester.
Semester? Wait, so the one with the little guys is this semester or next semester?
The Bobcat homework help, that's this semester.
This semester, and then the one for the community one, the American Corps, next semester, right?
Different programs. That's correct. So 2 different programs. Bobcat homework help, which the trainings are happening March 9th and March 10th. That is one program. And then this AmeriCorps fellow fellowship, that is a whole semester, not even a whole semester, a whole year worth of, a whole school year worth of work. So I think what you're looking for is a Bobcat homework help, which is what Namita entered into the interest one.
Okay, yeah, that's this semester, right?
Yeah, that's this semester. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you said the American Corps is the whole year, basically. So, would the American Corps start this semester or next semester?
So
I'm kind of confused on that.
If you're looking for the paid position to be like to apply to this job, that would be this semester. If you're looking to be like a fellow, like Efren is, that will begin next semester, but you have to apply to the program because it comes with like a living allowance. We pretty much accept students that we believe are fit for it. So that one's not everyone that applies gets in. It's actually quite, competitive. And Efren, did you want to add something to that?
Yeah, so with the application process, if it's gonna be an ongoing thing, they're probably gonna be notifying the student population around like the end, like April to May. So with that, you're gonna first apply, and then they're gonna notify you if you got accepted or not, and then you're gonna have to fill out additional documents throughout the summer. So you will technically start like at the beginning of the semester. You won't start right away. You're mostly gonna start like the second month of the first of the next semester. So that's how the application process works. It may take time for individuals to start tutoring. So because it really depends of what occurs next semester due to the pandemic, but there's no guaranteed of like timeline. Like this is when everyone will like officially start. So that's why it's very important to be very open-minded and being very flexible with this job opportunity.
Thank you, Efren. Daniela, I see that your hand was up. Go ahead. Daniela?
Oh, sorry. For applicants, is there a preference on like their location, whether they're in Merced or in their hometowns?
For the paid position, the one that we're hiring for?
Yes, the one that's on the screen.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a great question. So because we are all virtual, this semester, it's okay if you're out of the Merced area. But let's say we do go ahead and come back next semester, and that might be changing. But for now, it will change based on what the university guidelines are. So if we're virtual, no worries, you can be virtual. If we happen to come back, who knows what's going to happen, then it might change, but we would be very flexible.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you all for your questions. Just to re-clarify, this position that is on the screen right now is a paid position that's for this semester. And the student would be helping coordinate the AmeriCorps program this semester. But we're also going to be accepting applications for an AmeriCorps student fellowship that will open later this semester, and that'll be for next year. Yeah, so just to re-clarify that. Got it. Okay. Jorge, did you have another question, or is your hand up from the last?
I think I'm fine now. I think you answered my question right there, what you said right now.
Yes. Yeah, sorry. It was a little bit confusing because we just love AmeriCorps. We love AmeriCorps, and we're just trying to get more people.
Yeah, so you said one is the page, right? And then you said the other one is fellowship, right?
Yes. So this one is the paid position, and the fellowship, we don't have all the information for that yet, but we will present it in our next virtual service talk. So please attend that one as well if you want to learn more about the fellowship position, which is different than this paid position.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you, how many hours would it be throughout the week? If we,
for this one?
Yeah, for this one, for the paid.
Andrea, you want to go over that?
Okay. That would be anywhere between 12 to 15 hours.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, great. Thank you all for your questions. And now, if all our guest speakers are here, Andrea, is everyone logged in? Okay, great, we're good. So please welcome our guest speakers. Today we have Liz. She is a volunteer specialist at Valley Crisis Center. And we also have Sithara. She is a student organizer for CalPIRG at UC Merced. And I'll go ahead and pass it off to Liz.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today. I'm going to share my screen.
Oh, yes. Let me stop sharing mine.
Okay. Are you all seeing my slides or my slides and my notes?
Yes.
Yes, we're seeing your slides.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Liz. I'm an advocate at Valley Crisis Center, and I'm here today to tell you what we do at Valley Crisis Center and how maybe you can get involved. So at Valley Crisis Center, we serve survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking in Merced County. Our services are free and confidential, and we serve people of all ages, genders, sexualities, documentation statuses, languages, and income levels. So we have many services, and I'm going to describe a few of them for you. The first is our 24/7 crisis line. So anyone who needs help because of domestic violence, sexual assault, or human trafficking can call our 24/7 crisis line. Our advocates can help callers learn about their options for reporting, getting a protective order, starting counseling, or getting to a safe place. And it's also a resource if any of you need to use it during this presentation. Sometimes it's hard to talk about these things. We're not going to go into depth with describing any of what these kind of abuses are, but just know these are resources for you, and they're resources to share with your friends and your communities. We have a web chat. So the web chat's a lot like our crisis line, and anyone who needs support can chat with an advocate. It's resourceconnect.com/VCC/chat. And on the next few slides, you'll see the link to it. That's available Monday through Friday, 8 to 1 and 2 to 4:30. We also have on-scene crisis response. So one of our advocates can come to the police station or hospital if a victim is there and needing help understanding the criminal justice process, needing to create a safety plan, if they need to get connected to services, or just we can just be there to make sure their rights are respected as well during, while they're working with the police or while they're at the hospital. We have legal advocacy, so we can help people file for restraining orders against a current or past partner who is abusive, or anyone who is sexually abusive. We can also help prepare the court paperwork and attend court with survivors. We're not lawyers, so we can't argue anyone's case in front of a judge, but we can help with the other areas of their legal case. We have peer counseling, where our experienced peer counselors give survivors a safe, judgment-free space to discuss their experiences with abuse. Peer counseling can help survivors process their feelings, explore their options, plan for safety, and develop healthy coping skills. We do operate an emergency safe house or a shelter for survivors and their families who are in danger. And while at our shelter, survivors work with a case manager to connect with community resources and to find stable housing. So we have 2 office locations. So I said at the beginning, we do serve all of Merced County. So that means we do have an office in Merced, and we also have another office in Los Banos. Right now, we're just open 3 days a week, but our business line is available Monday through Friday still. And then again, our 24/7 crisis line, 209-722-4357. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including holidays, we're always available. Our web chat is resourceconnect.com/VCC/chat, and that's Monday through Friday, 8 to 1 and 2 to 4:30. You can find more information at valleycrisiscenter.org. And we're trying to be active on social media. So we have Facebook and Instagram. You can see what we're up to. We also post just a lot of information about like healthy relationships, things like that will hopefully help people who maybe don't need our services to learn how to be healthier partners. So next I'm going to talk about some of our volunteering opportunities. So the main way we have people volunteer with us is to become a volunteer crisis counselor. Those are people who are working directly with clients. I have a list here, but it's basically anything that I just mentioned about responding out to police or to the hospital, going to court with a survivor, running our shelter. So those are all things that volunteers, the volunteer crisis counselors do. So maybe they'll answer our 24/7 hotline, respond to the police station or hospital when needed, monitor our web chat, prepare paperwork for restraining orders, attend court with clients, support clients at our safe house, do peer counseling sessions, maybe fill in for counselors during support groups, or just help keep our office running in different ways. So that's a lot of responsibility, and that means that we have a lot of training that you have to do for that. So we're starting our next training April 12th, and it'll run from Monday, April 12th to Thursday, June 3rd. It's an 8-week virtual training. It happens Monday through Thursday, 5:30 to 8. And sometimes people think, oh, like I'll go to the first week of the training. It's all 8 weeks. So you have to attend all 31 sessions. It ends up being about 80 hours. And you become, the reason why we have this kind of intense training is because that's what's required by the state of California to become a certified domestic violence and sexual assault crisis counselor, which gives you special privileges. So that said, this would be a big opportunity for a college student in terms of it's a lot of training, and I think it'd be a lot to take on as a college student. So I'm mainly putting it out there. Maybe you're a part-time student, or maybe this is something you want to keep in the back of your mind for when you graduate and if you're staying in the Merced community. It would be a lot, I think, to take on just with a full-time course load. Does someone have their hand raised and want to ask a question?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So what about weekend? We can attend all 80 hours that are required for the classes and stuff like that.
Yeah, so some people like will have to miss, like maybe they have something already scheduled for like half an hour each week. We can do a makeup session but if you're going to be missing more than like 1 hour per week, we're gonna think about doing a different, having you attend maybe a training later on. We do it like twice a year basically, but it's really for people who can be there a majority of that time, because you can only miss a certain amount of training before you kind of have to restart it. But I'm going to talk about other ways you all can get involved that do not involve this. I just want to bring it up because it's the main way we have volunteers, and it's an opportunity maybe in the future that could be right for you in the future. So I'm going to talk about our other ways to volunteer, which don't involve an 80-hour training. So the first is words of encouragement. So we're asking people to create cards with supportive messages for victims of domestic violence, sexual abuse, and human trafficking. And we can provide material. So we can provide, the markers, the paper, anything that you need like that. And then this project can be done remotely and at your own pace. It's something we brought when we had the community jamboree out at UC Merced, where we had college students, come up to our booth and talk to us. This is one of the projects that we suggested for students, and some students really came through. They gave us beautiful cards that we were able to pass out to our clients, and we serve hundreds of clients. So any cards that you can get done, we'll certainly be able to use. This is really just to create something that we can give to someone who's experiencing a really hard time in their life, that maybe can be that little bit of hope, that little bit of support, telling them that, the community cares about them, and we want to see them survive and thrive in the midst of the difficult time they're going through. The next is a counseling referral list. So we need help updating our mental health provider referral list by doing online research and calling local providers. And adding online therapy resources. I think a lot have cropped up during COVID, which is really great, and that maybe could make healthcare more accessible. So we want to kind of capture that, as well as updating who is in our area currently providing like therapy and psychiatrists, things like that. So we're able to, if clients are not wanting to do peer counseling at our office because our counselors aren't licensed, maybe they're wanting to go somewhere else for mental health care, which is totally fine, and we support that. We just want to kind of have something ready for them that's updated, and that they know that those people are still in the area, still working in Merced, and able to maybe take them on as a client. The same goes for our lawyer referral list. We just really need help updating it, and that would be doing online research and calling lawyers' offices to see who's still in the area and practicing, and kind of what the procedure is to start with them. Because we're not lawyers, some clients do want legal representation. We want to be able to quickly get them a referral for a lawyer in the area. We also need help updating our food resource list. So designing a resource list, this is a little bit more involved than the other two, just because the other two, I think, we're primarily just trying to create a document that we can keep at our office and for staff to use with clients. But the food resource list, we're hoping to do a resource list for our website, and still keeping staff updated as changes happen with food distributions. And then maybe even creating a bulletin board at our office for food resources, just so we know it's a huge need for our clients. A lot of our clients are in situations where they do not have money to cover food. And so keeping these up to date would really help us, since they change often. And then this is the last one, spring cleaning. This is not glamorous, but it is something we need help with at our office. We're a crisis center, so our energy and focus gets pulled away into other things really quickly. And so we do need help organizing our shed and our donation area and taking an inventory of items, so we know what we have and we're able to get things out to clients more quickly as kind of donations come in. So my contact is here, elizabeth@allianceforyou.org, or you can call our office at 209-725-7900. But for volunteer opportunities, the best way to contact us is to get in contact with me by emailing me. And you can also stay updated with opportunities on Facebook and Instagram and at our website. Okay, I'm gonna stop my share because I know the next presenter will probably get started. And then you said a Q&A we'll do after.
Yes, so we can save questions for the Q&A portion, but now we can move on to our second guest speaker.
Perfect. So let me also share my screen.
Great.
All right. Can everyone see the slides still? Perfect.
Yeah, all good.
Well, hello, my name's Safara. I'm a student organizer with CalPIRG. CalPIRG is a statewide student advocacy group with chapters on about a dozen college campuses all across the state, including one cohort of students here at UC Merced. And I have been involved with CalPIRG for the past 4 years, working on several political advocacy campaigns. And so I'm going to start off by going over a bit about the mission of our organization and some of our previous campaigns. The current campaign that we are having remote volunteer opportunities on, as well as our internship program, which we'll be hiring for next semester in the fall. Yeah, but to get started, just to tell you guys a little bit more about us. So like I mentioned, CalPIRG Students is a statewide advocacy group. We were started in the 70s by students who wanted to just make social change and have a voice in politics. And now we have over 30,000 student members at schools all across California, working to protect the environment, increase civic engagement, register voters, make college more affordable, and basically work on every issue that we think is important to college students. And we also hire professional staff organizers who can train us on how to run grassroots campaigns successfully and run our internship program. And so we have been pretty successful over the past few years working on campaigns to commit the state to clean electricity, phasing out single-use plastics that are polluting our cities from all of the UC campuses, registering students to vote for the past election cycles, and also helping expand voter registration policies to be more inclusive of students.
So, Zara, let me interrupt you. Sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if your screen froze because we can only see the first slide. Okay, there. You're good.
Okay.
That's better.
I don't know. I did that. Okay. Well, yeah. This is all I really had on the other slide. Just some pictures of our past campaigns, including our New Voters Project. We also helped register about 1,000 students to vote and increased turnout in the election. And then now we are working on our campaign for 100% clean energy. Are you guys still able to see them as they're changing now? Okay, great. So this is the current campaign that we're working on and that we have volunteer opportunities on. So like I mentioned, CalPIRG previously worked to advocate to pass Senate Bill 100 and to get the UC campuses to commit to going 100% clean electricity. And right now we're running a campaign to push the state's commitment up to happen by 2030 because, as I'm sure some of you have already heard, a lot of climate experts are coming out and saying that we need to decrease our carbon emissions much sooner than we expected and to kind of negate them by 2030 to stop a lot of the worst impacts of climate change. So we're running a campaign on all of our campuses to build support from students, like gathering petitions, put together events like a Clean Energy Summit, and also lobby our elected officials. And so those are some of the main things that our students work on, but since we are running a remote program and we're no longer on campus, it looks a little bit different than maybe previous political campaigns that you guys have seen. So I thought I'd describe just a little bit of what we actually are doing. One of our primary focuses is just building up student support through gathering petitions. So we do things like calling students who have gotten involved on previous campaigns to ask them to sign our petitions, working with other organizations on campus to set up different announcements, as well as putting together events like town halls, clean energy summits, and things like that. So working to like phone bank students to put together events and to meet with other groups on campus, basically all in the hopes of gathering a lot of student petitions, which we then deliver to our elected officials. We also do other activities outside of petition gathering as well, such as like making calls into legislators' offices, submitting letters to the editor on our campaign, and those are the main ones. I feel like I'm missing one, but yeah, those are the main things that we've been doing recently on this campaign. And we also have weekly workshops on all of these different skills that we host twice a week for students to learn different advocacy skills and activism skills, and also just learn some more about what it takes to run any successful political campaign. And so we are looking for volunteers to work on this campaign. We don't require a certain amount of hours per week, but we expect most of our volunteers to do the program through the end of the semester. But there is no like requirement for an amount of hours you need to contribute to participate in our program. And really the only requirement is that you are willing to go out and talk to people, and willing to like learn new skills and try things that might go outside of your comfort zone. We don't really have any hard and fast requirements like some of the other programs, because most of the things we do are very teachable. So anyone who is interested in working on this issue or learning campaign skills is welcome to volunteer with us. The other thing I'll add is that as of this semester, our program is completely virtual. So all of our volunteer opportunities are going to be remote. So we don't have any in-person volunteering opportunities, although that is TBD for future semesters. We're going to just kind of go off of what the universities are doing. And if classes are in person next semester, we'll probably have an in-person volunteer opportunity. And if not, we'll be remote still. And I did also want to mention our internship program. So if folks are interested in learning more about this campaign and getting involved, we also hire interns at the beginning of every semester, who actually take on leadership within the campaign and learn to create their own political strategy, reach out to the media, build support. And it's just a little bit more immersive and intensive experience in learning how to run a campaign. And you can make a pretty big difference too in this program, since you're not just learning how to run a campaign, but you're doing the actual work yourself and putting it all into practice. So if folks are interested in our internship program, we will be hiring for that next fall. And I added a link. I should probably post our link in the chat too. That might be easier. But let me stop sharing so I can do that. I have our link to volunteer. And so for anyone who is interested in doing that, you can fill that out and we will get in contact with you about our upcoming opportunities. Most likely you'll receive a call or an email from me. So I can put that information in the chat. And that's all that I have.
Great. Thank you so much, Sathara and Liz, for joining us today and sharing these opportunities with our students. And now I will move on to the Q&A portion. We'll leave like 5 minutes for any questions or comments that anyone has, and I'll open it up now.
I wanted to mention, I forgot one thing to put in my PowerPoint, but we have April coming up, which is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And we do this thing at the very end of the month called Denim Day. It's like a national event. And it's really just talking about consent, but we have to make buttons for it. And there's like 200, I think, buttons we're trying to make this year. We have the button maker, we have all the supplies, but we are looking for someone probably to come to our office on maybe a day when less people are there or when they can be socially distanced and help us crank out those buttons. So that's the other opportunity. Not virtual, but it would be distanced.
Great, thank you, Liz. Does anyone, oh, okay, Jorge. Yes, what is your question?
Yeah, so an answer was like the letter, like the one she went over with, the one with the letter.
So,
like,
was it the words
like they
of
kind of like a letter and stuff, and you send it.
Jorge, was it the words of encouragement?
Yeah, yes, that's really, how do you make
Okay.
like if I make them, like, where do you send them at? You said what?
We give them to our clients. So we have like a center that people come to receive services. So once you give the cards to me, we would pass them out to the clients that we work with who maybe are staying at our shelter. Maybe we go to the hospital because they're in the hospital. Maybe they're just coming in getting help for the first time. So they would go to they'd go to our clients directly.
Okay, and where do we send them at? Sorry to ask you that.
So I'll put my email in the chat and you can email me because I can get you materials and then we can coordinate a time that I can come pick them up, or you could drop them off to our office. And I also have like a document for others who are interested in. If you're not quite sure what to say, I created a document that talks a little bit about what domestic violence is, what sexual assault is. So you can have that in mind as you write them. And I also came up with probably like 20 phrases that you can just use or build off of. And we have clients who speak different languages. So if you are a Spanish speaker, a Mon speaker, and want to write in your in that language, we'd be able to use those cards too, because we have clients who speak different languages other than English.
Great, thank you, Liz. Does that
Yeah,
answer?
I was gonna ask you. I have another question. Yeah, it does. But like I'm like another question. So could we send them like anytime during the semester? Like, could we send more than one?
Yes, you can send as many as you want to. I mean, you can do them whenever. There's not really a deadline, just because, you know, we're there all the time. You can bring them anytime.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like, what about we're not like locally, like close? Could we send them through mail or something?
You could send them by mail. We have offices in Merced and Los Banos. So if you're not local, we could figure out how to ship them. If you are in the Merced area, or near the Merced area, I could pick them up or
okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good then. I'll send you an email then. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jorge. Efren, did you have a question as well?
Yeah, and so in regards with, so this one is pertaining to the Valley Crisis Center. So I'm very interested in the one opportunity where I forgot the point, or no, not. I forgot, it was like an opportunity you presented at first for the Valley Crisis Center where you interact with like the clients and you like advocate for them like in the course and stuff, not like no. And so do you mind like describing like more about that, because I'm very interested in that.
Yeah, so that's with our you become a domestic violence and sexual assault crisis counselor, and it's a state certification. So you do the 8 weeks of training and then you start shadowing. So you do the 8 weeks of training and then you shadow at our office. So you're going, you're listening in on phone calls that come in. You're going to the hospital or to court to kind of get a feel for everything. And eventually you're ready to start doing those things on your own. So you're basically able to do anything an employee at our office would do, which is, if someone calls our crisis line and says, hey, I'm in this situation, I'm not safe, I need help, you're interacting with them. You might be on our backup calendar, which since our crisis line is 24/7, we have to answer it after hours. So we have volunteers that will take the line from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m., answer the phone calls that come in. It may be something where you come to the office every Friday afternoon for 2 hours, and any client who comes in, you're the one who takes them to an office and you talk with them about what they're going through, see if they're eligible for our services, get them started with appointments, get them connected to community resources. And it may also be something where you want to help us do outreach. So maybe you're really into giving, you want to give presentations about healthy relationships and spread the word about our services. You can do that kind of volunteering too. Maybe you want to run a support group at our shelter. There's a lot of opportunities when you're able to work directly with clients, but at first you do go through the 8-week or the 80-hour training. And I'll say that we hold that training, we try to twice a year. So sometimes it's offered during the summer for 2 weeks straight, not in an 8-week format. So it changes each time. So if this format doesn't work for you, the 8 weeks in the evenings, but maybe next summer we have it, 2 weeks, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, maybe it's a good opportunity then.
Great. Thank you, Liz,
Thank you.
for your detailed answers.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you to everyone that asked questions. Now, to be respectful of everyone's time, we are going to move on to the raffle, but feel free to stay after the meeting for more questions if you have any, to talk to Liz, Sithara, or the CEC team. All right, so raffle time. Namitha, are you ready?
Yes, let me pull up the raffle wheel. So we're just going to count people who are here right now. So thank you to everyone who's able to stay the whole time. And let me know if there's a name that's missing right now. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and click to spin. All right, congratulations, Daniela. You are our gift card winner.
Yes, okay. And how will we, what do we need from Daniela to send her the gift card?
The email, but I can get it off of the Zoom minutes. So thank you, Daniela, for joining us. And I'll go ahead and I'll follow up with an email and you'll get that gift card virtually. All right, so yeah, we can go ahead and continue with questions if anybody, if it's okay with our guest speakers, because I know we promised till 4. So guest speakers, if you can stay, and that'd be great. And if you can't, that's totally okay too.
I'm available to stay. I also just want to say that, I just came up with a few things. It's hard virtual volunteering. I think probably everyone here understands that it's difficult, but there's also really creative ways. If you just care about our mission of ending abuse, of building a safe and inclusive community, there's so many things that you can do with that. Like if you're in an organization, maybe during Sexual Assault Awareness Month, you have me come in and we talk about consent, and then you have all of your group members decide to talk about consent with 2 of their friends, just to kind of just spread awareness. So there's things like that you can do that ultimately, right, help make Merced and whatever community maybe you're in, coming in virtually from a safer place for everyone.
That's a great point. Thank you, Liz. And just to remind everyone, we will be sending out a recording of this presentation and our presentation slides along with the contact info from our guest speakers. So if you also have any questions in the future or want to learn more about their organizations or how to volunteer, that information will be available to you in an email that we will be sending out in the next few days. And Efren, you have another question?
Yeah, so in the chat I posted my personal email, so in case anyone still has question about AmeriCorps, because so if you have additional questions about AmeriCorps, or if you're just wondering what like the application process still is, like just let me know and I'll re-put it again or reinsert it. So yeah.
Great, thank you, Efren. All right, are there any other questions? We have a question? Okay, yes, Jorge, what is your question?
Something that's lazy about that. So, yes. So you said that we could do the program over summer, right? You said.
Yeah, if you wanted to make cards and bring them in the summer, you could do that. We're always there. You have my email, so.
No, I said like the program about like I said the program about the counselor one.
Oh, the training?
Of being yeah. Can we do it
So
over summer as well?
I don't know if we're holding one in the summer yet. We hold 2 of these trainings a year, and they're different times of the year. So sometimes we'll do it spring and fall. Sometimes we'll do it summer, winter. So right now, since we're doing it, it'll be April to June. I think the earliest we'd probably do one is next fall. But so they kind of change. So right now, this is the only one we have planned. So I'm not sure when the next one will be, but sometimes they do happen in the summer, is what I was trying to say.
Okay, and the one of the one this one is started this summer, this semester, right? The one you're saying, or would it be the next one?
Yeah, the one that's planned is starting April 12th.
Okay.
Until June 3rd. So it's every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from mid-April to June. And the deadline to apply is March 21st.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. I really appreciate you answering my questions. Sorry to ask so much questions.
No, this is great. This is why we're here.
Yes, we appreciate all of your questions, Jorge. Thank you for joining.
I do understand. Yeah, I do understand letters.
That's awesome.
Thank you guys very much.
I love it.
I really appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.
Too. Bye.
Thank you.
I have a quick question for you. How do you pronounce your name? Cithara? Cithara. Okay, perfect. Can you think of any like campaigns that are going to happen that are like, I know you spoke about the plastic bags, but is there any campaign that are like specific to maybe the Central Valley, like the Merced area, that are coming up that we can relate to?
Yeah, I think probably the ones that are most relevant to this Central Valley are that we are planning on starting up 2 campaigns that I think are pretty relevant. Our Zero Hunger campaign, working to fight food insecurity, and so that's mainly working to distribute different food resources, as well as we'll run like fundraisers for community food banks and things like that. And the other one is another advocacy campaign, which is our Save the Bees campaign, to stop the use of toxic pesticides that are killing bees and disrupting our like agricultural systems. So working to remove those. And I think that's also pretty relevant because there are many pesticides that are public health dangers as well in this area. So I think those are the 2 that are probably most relevant. Although I would say that like our climate change campaign is fairly relevant to, the whole state, since we are seeing those impacts everywhere. But those are the 2 more specific ones. But those are ones that I don't know why I did that. that we will most likely be running probably next fall. We're not working on those two right now.
Got it. Thank you. That's good to know.
Yeah, so if you have anyone who ends up being interested in anything, just let me know. And I know virtually makes everything harder, but if you have ideas of things that you feel like you see that students really like, tasks that work for students, like volunteer programs that really work for students, let me know, because we definitely need help, but it's kind of, it can be hard to create those opportunities that really make sense for students. So just let me know if you have feedback as well.
Of course. Yeah, and I agree. The encouragement cards were like, I think I actually have a few in the office that that we had that we didn't get to turn in. We shut down and we were asked to leave campus. But I actually think I have a few. So if I'm able to get access to get on campus, I might have to reach out to you and coordinate that.
Yeah, those were really awesome to get. I think that they were, I think it's a fun activity for students, and it definitely, our clients really enjoy them and feel supported. We did the same kind of thing with coloring pages this summer. We had people do coloring pages, and our clients really liked those too. So, yeah.
Well, thank you both, Sithara and Les, for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording.